Hey guys, so same thing. Like I've been saying before, I have been trying to just make it back to Masters, and I did it in one weekend. I placed around Diamond 3, got decayed down to about Diamond 4. One weekend later, I was back up to Masters, surprisingly close to GM, and I'm just showing the heroes that I used to get there. Start off, I am playing Ragnaros. I see that we have 2 to 3 frontliners on the enemy team, so I'm going to be going Q build. Q build is one of those builds that it gets most of its value after level 16, but it's still a pretty good build even up until then. Really what Q build does is you finish this as soon as possible, just gives you damage. This damage also increases your healing because you heal for 20% of the damage dealt, doubled against heroes, allowing you to stay alive and heal quite a lot. So I do end up picking up Sulfurous Hungers. You can usually finish this well before level 10, and it just becomes an easy thing that's just extra damage, extra healing. Level 4, I go with Catching Fire. It just keeps you alive. It's a lot of health regen. Passive regen for someone like Ragnaros at level 10 is something like, I don't know, 8 or 9. And to have an extra 18 on that is really nice. So it lets you survive poke a little bit while also giving armor in case you see something scary. For example, if I see the Maev pulling me, I can pop that, get that extra armor, survive the burst, and then go back and start hitting people and healing some more. You do see that I start double soaking as my team focuses on other stuff. I am prioritizing double soaking. I do one auto attack to each of the backline minions, and then one auto attack to the middle, and then a Q. I should have waited for my Nazebo to get his stacks, but unfortunately, I was not thinking too much about the Nazebo. Right now, I'm just really making sure that we have the soak so we stay even on talent tiers while my team is focusing on top lane. You can see how I try to get all the minions close to being dead. It's easy stacks for his Catching Fire. Much easier than Echo, but at the same, I mean, Echo's not terribly difficult either. Level 7, you hit 2 people with your Sulfurous, and this is why I said I do this build against heavy frontline, is because the more frontliners that they have, the higher chance you're going to get value out of Hand of Ragnaros. So if I hit 2 people, I get more mana back, and the cooldown of my Q is reduced by 2 seconds. It's already 4 seconds, so dropping it down by another 2 makes it a 2-second cooldown. It's really powerful when you're hitting frontliner after frontliner after frontliner. And that's the biggest thing about this entire build, is pretty much if you can hit Imperius and Diablo every time that your Q's up, you're going to be really scary. And you'll see in the late game how I kind of hold back my Q here or there to make sure that I'm saving it for when there's an extra person nearby. And it's actually going to look surprisingly easy when you see it gone through, and I'll just talk through it a little bit. Level 10, I pick Lava Wave. It's really, I mean, if you have a lot of follow-up or setup, you could go Sulfurous Smash, but I'm not too worried about getting some huge like wombo combo or anything. I would rather cover the soak that my team's likely gonna miss, as well as forcing the enemies into positions that they might not want to be in when I use Lava Wave. That's what I would prefer to do, honestly. So you can see now I'm collecting globes so I can get Catching Fire done. I will be picking up a fountain here, and I don't even need to use Trait right now. And Trait's also a little tricky because the range has people still in a safe position here unless they push really far out. So I don't really want to use my... Oh, that's a lot of damage. Great throw by that Garrosh. We had the Bigger They Are from Tychus to do the majority of that damage, and then I did do a decent amount of burst. And you do have a surprising amount of burst on Ragnaros, and in a lot of his builds, I mean, his E does a decent amount, auto attack Q does a decent amount, and then your W, if you can get it just at the right moment, you can do upwards 700 damage with this. So it's really powerful. Once again, I'll finish my ability. Once I'm finished with this, I usually just use a Q or 2 to clear up the lane. I'm covering this so we don't lose it, and even, like, you can even see how I walk out to help my team a little bit, and then I walk back in to grab that again. So I'll put something here, and then I go back in. You see? So we're not losing the point. I walk out, I try to assist, and then I walk back in. We want to keep the point as long as possible. And I can always use my E. Don't forget that your E gives you or someone else movement speed. I repositioned to the wall when I got pulled, so I wouldn't actually get pulled through the wall. There's a lot of tricks you can do against Maiev. One of the biggest ones is just stop letting her reset. We get this objective, I will hop in, or in this case, they hop in. I will just double soak for my team, starting off with bottom lane, and then I will head up to mid lane when the objective goes top. Picking up both of the globes, using E, using W, clearing everything, and there is that. So now I should be heading up to mid while my team is going up to top, but in this case, it looks like I'm just going to destroy a turret really fast. So there's the turret. Now I can mount up, head up to mid if I want to. It looks like I want to. And now I'll mount up. And back down to bottom. Don't want to miss too much soak. I missed one minion off of that. It's not a big deal, but it certainly adds up. Might have been faster to go that way, but it doesn't really matter. Again, as long as I don't miss a minion, I'm not going to be upset. I want to get 10s before the enemies do, even if that costs us a kill or two, or a death or two anyways. Like, Garrosh is about to die, but you see the experience he's getting is not as big as the experience I'm getting by double soaking, and I'm costing them that experience at the same time. So I'm really hard carrying right now, and it's just, it's almost pretty easy to do 2,000 more experience contributed than the enemy laners. I don't have a death. I haven't participated too much. I mean, I joined for the objective, and that's about it. And now we go back to double soaking. So my team's mid. I'm going to head down bot. Actually, I'll pick up a turret, and then I'll head down bot. He actually does turrets really well. So it's another thing that you can... Not turrets, camps really well. So if you're ever concerned about that, he does waves, he does camps. He's a really good hero for low ranks if you get good at him. As far as high ranks, he's okay. So you see right here, I do something kind of interesting. I pop my lava wave. Before they even, like, the fight gets too serious, I pop my lava wave, and then I'm going to try to flank them, forcing them to make a decision of, wait, do we fight here and then be in the lava wave, or do we run away? And we have to run downward because there's a Ragnaros that's flanking. So you can see I walk right over like this, I flank, I get right in there, and then the lava wave deals a lot of damage, forces them to use some items. My Q hits 3 people, lowers the cooldown of it. Another Q deals even more damage, and we'll be able to get 3 kills off of that. So you saw I got 3 Qs there. The lava wave split up their team too much that they couldn't fight back, and they used all of their items as well. So right here, we can simply just kill this guy. Again, I popped the catching fire. So that I had that extra armor that I could survive through all of the damage that he does with that lightning breath. I just walked right in and killed him. So it's a super valuable build that does a lot against teams that have heavy frontline. We will be having the objective spawning pretty soon. I'm a little low on mana, so I'm probably going to back here. I'm going to pick up a little bit more mana, and then we can approach for the objective. I won't have Lava Wave because I used it to win that fight, but if I would have had Lava Wave, it would have been a great time to try to Lava Wave bot lane as we fought over top. Level 13, you pick up Cauterizing Wound, allowing you to heal 40% additional of the damage dealt. Remember, that's increased by the... it's increased by the level 1 Sulfurous Hungers. So it's really nice to have that extra 40% of the damage you deal to heroes, and just keeps you alive longer. Resilient Flames against a lot of CC can get a lot of value. My only problem with this is that 15-second cooldown. And then level 16, Giant Scorchers, where this build really comes online, because you'll be able to hit 3 or 4 people, do 9% of their health. Now, you don't get healed for this, but it's just so much damage. And in fact, I'll show the damage before we hit 16, and then I'll show the damage after a couple fights, and you'll see how much it adds. It's such an incredible amount. We do have Lava Wave available. You can see I'm not using it on bot lane yet because we don't need that extra experience for a talent here. We don't need it to really apply that much pressure, but there's a small chance that we can use it in this lane and get a lot of value. So right now, I might pop it because you see how they're pushing into our side of the map? This forces them to stay up up in this line right up here, and they're not going to get anything. They can't walk down or play aggressive in any of those sense. And if I fire it early enough, then they're not even going to be able to run away that far, because if they start running down this direction, they're going to get hit by the lava wave. So it kind of forces them to fight. Right here, I just use my Q, get a big heal. I use my Q, get a good heal. And then I can use my E to get through. We see the lava wave going by, forcing them to stay in this fight for even longer. And it's not too difficult for us to just take them out. One by one, I use my meatball to take out the other one. Auto attack Q onto him. E, deal some damage. I want to focus on the objective. My team can get that kill. I'm not too worried about it. I just walk up, do 1 Q, and we'll sit on this objective. We'll take the boring roll. We'll fast forward through all the boringness of it, though. I sit at this corner whenever I'm just worried about being alone. So if I see them here, I can just walk away. If I see them here, I can just walk away. And if you're ever playing an aggressive tank, you can always sit right there. So I play kind of an in-and-out playstyle when I'm playing Ragnaros. I go in when I have abilities, I get out when I don't, and I try to go in after they use abilities on my tank. You can kind of see how I don't like to just go into every single fight. I only want to go in at very specific times. So right there, I didn't wait for my Q to hit multiple things, and we're almost 16, so this is pretty risky. I could just pop catching fire and walk up, but I did the percent health to him. Percent health kills him, 9% of his health over 3 seconds. It's enough to out damage the healing he gets from a globe. So relatively easy to take that out. I take this objective and we go straight over to a keep, and then I realize that we lost 2 people, so I go and just grab the double fort. I don't want the Brightwing to end up in a really bad position when we drop out of this, so instead we just kind of deal some damage to them, pad their stats a little bit, and don't go for anything too crazy. So right there, my team is fighting over this camp. I want to get to that as fast as possible. You can see I'm still not using my lava wave as much as I could if I want to. But I could actually throw a lava wave into mid lane because they're likely going to try to walk up this way to run away. And I can tag someone on the way out. Not only that, but I could use my trait up at this fort to apply a lot of pressure. But after level 16 in Q build, you almost don't even want to do that because you could walk up and just hit it with a Q and do enough damage to drop people. So right here, we take out a couple people, we get a lot of value, and we walk out with an extra turret. I actually think we got the turret and then used it immediately to win that fight, but hey, still kind of see how that plays out. I didn't look at the damage beforehand, but I'll still look at 27,000 hero damage, topping the experience contributed and the siege damage like a Ragnaros does. I do a lava wave down here just in case if the enemies are chasing my team. I don't expect to get any kills off of it. I'm primarily just going to try to get this heal camp. Now we have that for our team. We don't actually want that right now, so I tell my team to back off, but this actually kind of screws us over. I wish we wouldn't have even started this camp because we don't want it, and we don't want the enemies to just take it for free. And so we have to just grab it here, unfortunately. And I believe I end up dying because of this. Ooh, so right there, I got a Q off on 2 people. Even if the enemies aren't full frontline, you can still get a lot of value off of it. Again, another Q hits 2 different people. This percent health, melting them down, super low cooldown, healing off of all of this. And what do you get? 3 people clustered again. People would be amazed at how often this happens. I had one person tell me, oh, never go a level 4 talent because people never cluster. And it's like, guys, this is a master's game right here. Boom, another Q. Getting AoE damage onto everyone, healing on everyone. And there you go, another Q. And we walk in, another Q. Look at that, Maev taking so much damage. I had 27,000 damage before that fight started. And I just killed that Diablo without even trying. I speed up, hit him again. Guys, I did almost 20,000 that fight. 15,000 flat right now, almost 16,000 off of a single fight. And I didn't even use an ult. And just kill after kill after kill. It's so much damage. And people are like, oh, these situations never happen, Paradox. And it's like, they do, though. Go watch Shiggity's games. He plays full Grandmaster games, and he gets these same situations as Ragnaros. Yeah, this happens way more often than people think. We're 20s. I take a peek at this. I do fire off an ult top lane to help them out. But I realize that I need to decide if a heal cam's more valuable for me or a turret. Because I just dropped the heal cam, grabbed the turret. I don't know which one's actually more valuable for me, to be honest, right now. I think heal camp is more valuable because we have a Garrosh. The armor works really well with healing, so I feel like it probably would have been better for me to go with that. I do Lava Wave this wave so that this Anduin's here alone, and he's going to stay here alone because the enemies won't want to go... they won't want to approach because there's that Lava Wave. So, and then this guy, he gets us good. Look at this Anduin. Good lord. So many jukes. But we just ignore him, and we close out the game. So, let's talk about my build a little bit and how it works. I end up taking the, and again, take a peek at stats. I mean, so much damage. Anyways, so I use the Q for the same reasons that I showed you. You get multiple Qs off in a fight, the enemies cluster even for a little bit, and you absolutely dominate. You're like a stronger version of Malthael after level 16. I mean, Malthael at 16 is really strong too, but overall, super strong. I pick Lava Wave and I pick Double Wave. My reasons for it is because it can disrupt the enemies, it can force them not to fight, and at the same time, it can cover the soak that your team misses in case you need that. So like right here, I fire a Lava Wave into this area. I'm also going to use my trait, and I'm going to see if I can't stun someone. The stun doesn't go off, but I still get a kill. Now I'm able to stun someone, stuns them long enough to where they get hit by the Lava Wave. Another person gets hit by the Lava Wave, and we kill everyone based off of those Lava Waves. So that's why I go double Lava Wave. It's just really valuable. Almost always nets you at least a kill somewhere, or it nets you just a ton of value. So Lava Wave Omega Lol, but seriously, it is actually really strong in Storm League. So, there you go, guys. That is how I play Ragnaros to carry in games. I play him the solo lane. I do Q build against heavy frontline. I go E build versus heavy backline. And I run Lava Wave 99% of the time. And that is essentially it. Thank you guys for watching, and feel free to check out any of my other videos.